Well, I'm off screen. Hey, everybody. I'm very bright, too. Wait, I can't hear myself. There. Now I can. I actually could hear myself. I heard myself too well. Wow, I need a haircut. My hair is standing up. Hey, everybody. It's old Roger D on Channel Donstar with a new, I'm just, trying, folks. A new series I think I might continue on. Maybe not every week, but every so often. Hey, thanks for stopping by the way. It's been a while. Thanks for watching. What the hell am I doing? I don't know. He's talking to himself. Well, of course he's talking to himself. He's on the camera. Well, he's actually just talking to himself. But he's talking to an audience, Well, I don't know. There's nobody out there. Well, there are people that watch him. Well, but right now, at this moment, when he's talking, he's actually talking to himself. Yeah, but it's a future weird thing where you talk to yourself on camera. No, you just said now he's talking to himself. I know, but it's going to be on and he's going to be talking to people watching the video. Don't try to turn this around. He's actually just nuts and he's talking to himself on camera. Yeah, I know. And he's keeping a record of how nuts he's getting because he's actually talking to himself. Just watch the video. I'll watch the video, but I can only laugh, folks. Yeah, life. The game of life. The game of life. Anyway, my God. Whoo, son. All right, welcome, everybody, to Wacky Wednesday's Flicks, or Wacky Wednesday Movies, or Wacky Wednesday, I don't know, but I just noticed they got 4-leaf clovers on their helmets. Anyway, yeah, I'm crying, shut up, I can't get this out, and it just started. All right, welcome to Wacky Wednesday, where I look at a film that I find extremely wacky and that you probably don't even know about, and I'm going to tell you about it, to search it out, to try to find it. This flick tonight, man, this one from 1965, it's not even available. It's never been on VHS. It's never been on DVD. God forbid it's on Blu-ray. I thought this is one of those movies that I would love to have seen like Midnight Movies do with something else, like they did with Dr. Goldfoot. Even Dr. Goldfoot now got its own Blu-ray release. So that's yay, but I would love to see this movie. You know what I'm talking about. You probably read the title and said, what the frack is he talking about? John Goldfarb, Please Come Home. Yes, from 1965. My God. Let me go through the cast real quick. Richard Crenna, who I only seen in, was it The Real McCoys? With the old guy, hey, what are you gonna do? That guy, Shirley MacLaine, who's a little now, I guess, I don't know. From the last I heard of her, she was like talking to ghosts and stuff. Peter Ustinov, who you see in a lot of real serious movies, but my God, he's nuts in this one. He is nuts in this thing. I'm just gonna read down the list. I got some notes here. You got Harry Morgan, you got Richard Deacon, Jim Backets, Wilford Hyde White. That yes, I really think it would work. There's these great character actors that you see everywhere. Charles Lane, Jerome Cohen, Scott Brady from the B movies. Jerry Orbach is in this thing, a very young Jerry Orbach. And then there's these weird little cameos with James Brolin and Terry Garr. Made in '65. I remember seeing this at the theater with my parents. Probably just my mom, because my dad didn't go to a lot of movies. My mom and my brother, we probably saw this, and I loved it because of its wackiness, which I loved. I was a kid. '65, I was like maybe 6 years old, 7 years old. Yeah. And I have something. I had to pull that off my tongue. I'm sorry, but there was a little something floating around in my mouth, a little maggot or something. Anyway, what am I on tonight? I had nothing. No drugs. No, well, I had a little alcohol, but yeah, I love this movie. This is one of those movies that I saw when I was really young, and it stuck in my head. And then probably in my teens, I saw it on TV, and again, just kind of fell in love with it, just being that it was just so weird and wacky. And around that time, I was getting into films, and I knew that this film wasn't known by a lot of people. Like, it was kind of like banished and put away, and nobody ever saw it. And I was like, no, Shirley MacLaine and this bikini and the harem girl. And I didn't know who the lead was. I didn't know Richard Crenna at the time. Rambo. He's the, Rambo, you gotta give up. And Peter Ustinov, I just thought was just this big guy with a beard going, which is basically what he does. I thought King Tut was bad, but watching this again, I'm like, wow, Peter Ustinov is like, whoa, way over the top. Anyway, I think the main reason I love this movie, or I remembered this movie so much, was not so much because of its wackiness, humor, but because of all the bikini-clad women in the harem. My God, there's a couple scenes where they're just dancing or sitting around, and then they are cheerleaders at the end. There's something about the '60s girls that really, because I was young, coming of age, hey, I'm a guy. So watching it tonight again, I'm like, wow. Okay, acting-wise, it's turned up to 12 or 11. I mean, it's everybody's overacting. Everybody's going nuts because it's a wacky film. 1960s goofy comedies, they were out there. Something about Shirley MacLaine, it seems like her base makeup was way too bright for what she should be wearing, and she always, even in some other movies, she always seemed just way too white than other people. Her lipstick, her eyes, the makeup there was fine, but her face was always white. Anyway, she's kind of like that in here, but hubba, man, in a little. Irma La Douce was the other one that I remember her in, like, hubba outfit. I'm being a guy, I'm sorry, ladies. But that made me think, ooh. But this is the one that did it for me, because let me tell you the story. There's a guy called John Goldfarb, and he I believe he flies a B-52. It's the Cold War time, and he really doesn't want to go into battle, into the war zone, and he somehow goes the wrong way and ends up in Arabia, in an Arab area, run by Peter Ustinov, who is the Arab guy, he actually was a football hero before he became a military guy, and he became famous because he went the wrong way during this famous football game and lost the game, and he was forever called Wrong Way Feldman. And this reporter, Shirley MacLaine, finds out that he's in this Arab area, and she goes undercover as a harem girl to try to infiltrate and get the story. And of course, Peter Ustinov as the Arab king, whatever, falls in love with her. But she, being wanting to be with Richard Crenna's character, is pretending to be in love with him, and they of course fall in love with each other. But every time, oh my God, this Arab guy, of course he's a millionaire, he's got trains all around his harem, and they drive around, and one day there's a monkey riding it, another there's a penguin, and another day there's an owl, and he's always trying to break them up from supposedly having sex, which they're pretending to do. He would break in. He would drive around in this little weird car with engines, rocket engines on the back. Anyway, they make a deal where they want Wrong Way to make a football team, fictional football team. Fazia U is the fictional area, and they're like, Fazia U, yeah, you know. I'm just rushing because let me go. Oh, this was written by William Peter Blatty, who did Exorcist. Yeah, that guy. And the music is by John Williams, Johnny Williams, back when he was doing the television shows and stuff. But it's nuts. It's wacky. It's crazy. They end up having to play against Notre Dame, and they're in this field, like this mock football field, having this game, and in the background there's oil wells just sprouting up all the time and leaving puddles of oil, because this king is in this area where this Arab king is in this area where it's, you know, and I'm not going to tell you how it ended. But my gosh, all the character actors, everything gels. It's bad. It right now has real bad reviews because it's so politically incorrect. It bombed at the box office, even though I believe it was made for $4 million. It made like $35 million, something like that. So it just came short, and it was considered a box office flop back in '65. But my gosh, if you can find a copy anywhere, if you could find a copy of John Goldfarb, please come home, watch it, partake, I'll just say that, and let yourself go. And it's got goofy sound effects, it's got sped up film, reverse, forward, it's all that stuff that they tried to do in the 60s to make things funny. And I absolutely love the film, and it was great watching it again. So that's my little review. Old Roger D on Channel Donstar for Wacky Wednesday Movies. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye.